Good morning. Good morning. It is 2:42 a.m. as usual. It's a wonderful day. I'm on my way to the gym. And I gotta tell you something. Those sleep pods I'm using, they're really good. I don't know why I got off on that, but they've helped me sleep really well. And I was thinking about something literally just now, and I'm thankful that the spirit starts talking to me when I do these videos, because I think it allows me not only to reflect, but it also gives me the ability to share something that is helping me. And if you think back, just think back, and I know that somewhere in social media and somebody I'm tied to is one of these people that I'm getting ready to mention, one of these people who's played the lottery, and not the super big one, not the one that tears apart families, and you couldn't spend the money if you died and came back four times. Not that one. I'm talking about like the mini ones, like the $1 million ones. The one, somebody, I know somebody that's won the lottery before. Um, I want you to think back, if you're that person, or maybe the person who had an inheritance given to them, or had a really good job that paid you really well. And I'll make my point right now, or I'll get to my point. And you had your opportunity to build your legacy at that moment. The finances were in line, the ability was there, but for some way, somehow, some reason, you took all that for granted. You didn't prepare like you should have with the inheritance. You didn't prepare like you should have with the finances from your income, from your job. You didn't prepare with the lottery winnings. I say all that to say, I think we've all been given a fair opportunity at life. Hear me clear on this, because if you disagree, I have to believe that you haven't lived, because I'm a prime candidate for what I'm getting ready to say. I think we've all had an opportunity, as opposed to where you might be in your life right now. I think we've all had the opportunity where it was delivered to us on a silver platter without half of the effort that we put forth for what we received in return. What I'm saying is I think we all had the opportunity to see success without doing all the work. Just chew on that for just a quick second. Because I believe, as a result of not doing the work, not giving it the effort, is the reason why you lost it. I know this is a fact. I know this is a fact. And simply put, if you just think about that opportunity that you had, and the reason why you lost it, then please understand that the reason why the process is so much harder this time is because it's intended to teach you on how to keep it. Just think. I can tell you my opportunities. I can tell you my opportunities that have come my way and how I've squandered them how I did not do the right thing with them. And I can tell you, it didn't require me getting up at 2:30 in the morning. It didn't require me giving up smoking. It didn't require me to go to church. It didn't require me to get on my knees and pray. It didn't require me to try to build a closer relationship with my family. It did not require 1/4 of the effort that I'm putting forth now to get what I had then. But I lost it just as fast. So now God says, I gave it to you once. But just like the rest of your counterparts, you didn't earn it. Therefore, there was no real value. See, there's never value with something that you haven't earned. That's why most people struggle with weight loss. Because the way you have to earn it is harder than the way that you got it. And since you didn't put any work to watch your diet, and you ate and consumed anything, well, putting the weight on was easy. But since taking it off requires discipline, you think that you could take a shortcut, and you think that there's another way around putting in the effort. Just think about it. That one person who's listening to this, can't you think back to a point in your life where everything was going exactly the way you wanted it, and you didn't have to put in nearly the type of effort that you're putting in now? I'm reminded of a story about Moses and the 10 Commandments. And this is something I didn't know. I'm not a Bible scholar. I just believe in God. He had actually went up and got a set of tablets, the 10 Commandments, the first time. On the way down, he broke them. They fell. Moses did not care for those 10 Commandments, those tablets, like he should have, because Moses didn't have to work to put them together. God had trimmed out the tablets. He had wrote on the tablets. Therefore, there was nothing that Moses was tied to. So therefore, he didn't care about it as much as he would had it been his own two hands that spent that time carving them out, carving inside of them, and then bringing them down the mountain. But God said, I won't give you another set of tablets that easy. He said, this time you have to carve them out. And don't it feel like your finances right now, you got to carve it out? Don't it feel like in order to get to that point in your life and your destiny, you got to carve it out? Don't it feel like that weight you want to lose, you got to carve it out? Don't you feel like that business you want to grow, you got to carve it out? Don't it feel like building that family together bond, something you got to carve out? But think about it. Wasn't there a point in your life where all the carving was already done for you and you did nothing with it? I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. You're going to have to weather the storm. You're going to have to do the carving yourself this time. You're going to have to prepare yourself for the position that you want to be in. So that when you do come across that chance opportunity, you don't lose it. Because I tell you this much, I could give you something, but it will never mean as much as if you go out and get it yourself. It will never mean as much as if you go out and get it yourself. I was watching an interview with Oprah, Michael Jordan, and Charles Barkley. And I'll make this quick. Charles Barkley said, Michael Jordan is very cheap. He says that I went to go give a homeless man some money, and he slapped my hand. And I said, man, why you do that? He says, because you're enabling him to go out and get a job. If he can stand on the corner, if he can hold the sign, then he can go get a job. Why should I have to pay him? And this can be taken however you want to take it. I don't have one side or another. I'm just telling a story. And then Oprah says, yeah, some of my friends told me that when you give them money, you're enabling them, because she would actually give homeless people money. And I was, after I'd seen that interview yesterday, I was driving down the street and I seen this homeless guy. I don't even know if that's the word. Employment challenged? I don't know. But he's standing on a sign. He's standing there with a sign. His body looks fine, and he's asking for something, I don't know, money or help or something. And I started thinking, am I giving because I want to help him? Or am I giving because I feel guilty about what I have? Ask yourself that. Because the fact of the matter is, if you give to him and he really doesn't need, and that's not for me to say whether or not somebody needs or not, aren't you enabling that person? Aren't you just creating or perpetuating the situation? I read this book a while ago about the Tao Te Ching, and it pretty much said when you lift a person up off the ground by helping them, what you do is you cause their feet to dangle in the air. And when their feet dangle in the air, they lose contact with earth. They lose contact with reality. And what happens as a result of losing contact with reality is they come to rely on you. And when they come to rely on you, you become the bad guy when there comes a point in time when you say, I'm going to put you down. You got to crawl, or you got to walk on your own 2 feet. And then they say, well, how dare you carry me all this time, and then you let me down to do it on my own. When in reality, sometimes you should just let people do it on their own. I say all that simply to say is that at one point in time, it was given to you easy. Stop asking for it to be easy all the time. Because that's not always going to be the case. That's not always going to be the situation. And I guarantee there's been a point in your life where it did come easy, where you did have it easy. And because it came easy, you had nothing invested. And when you have nothing invested, then you can't gain anything. And you lost it. Period.